Hello, everyone. My name is Mark from the Misplay Podcast, and you're listening to Eternal Journey, everyone's favorite Eternal podcast.
Welcome to Eternal Journey, the podcast.
Greetings, all my knights and Puntawans. You are listening to Eternal Journey, the podcast that talks about all things eternal with a focus on limited play. You're listening to episode 122 of the podcast, where we are going to be doing a quick touch and check in on the format and then doing a draft for you to understand how some of the champions of the format do their business. But I want to welcome on the show the people that are going to be doing the actual expert drafting and not the punting that I normally do. John Olio, how you doing?
Greetings, salutations. Hashtag
like
resign
that.
to rank 1.
Oh man, you guys missed the 22-minute rant on the pre-show that we had. John throwing down the new strat to get you to rank 1. But before he goes into it, sitting across from him on the internet is Darth Herman 2. How you doing, friend?
Doing well. You're coming in a little choppy on my end here, but good to hear your voice.
All choppy? Is that what you're saying? I sound better when it's less of me?
Well, that part sounded great. You sound great.
I could just feel the sincerity bleeding off of your tongue. Well then, real quick before we get into John's rant, I want to give a shout out to friends supporting this show, the Jim Joe, Chastity Weaver, and Gunner. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Really do appreciate you guys. You freaking rock. All right, John, tell us, how do we resign to rank 1, my friend? I need to get in on this strat. I need to get on this strat.
There's just been a lot of discussion on the main Discord that's like a legit way to rank up on the ladder, and it just makes me laugh every time they're talking about it.
Wait, you don't do it? I do it all the time, dude. If I
quit troll the Jedi, come on.
If I punt look, man, I draft 2 colors, bro. You've seen me plenty of times where I draft 2 colors, splash 1 card, and I see all my splash power and none of my main. So like, if I can't draft a solid 2-color deck, bro, I just resign and try again.
What?
Like that's how I rank up.
For those that don't know, Jedi is trolling.
Okay,
no,
I'm sorry. The only person I troll is myself. Thank you very much. My win record shows that plenty. Yeah, dude, I've said multiple times on this show that I cannot do the 4 and 5 color shenanigans stuff that you guys do. It just leads me to playing suboptimal cards in a suboptimal fashion to get a suboptimal win rate. So I just pitch it, man. I pitch it.
You know as well as I do that no matter how amazing or overpowered your deck looks on paper, that's just like, it's still a dice roll as soon as you get into your game. Like, your opponent's deck may be just as good. Like, your draws might just be completely whack. You know, like, you might mulligan poorly and then just die. Like, the actual makeup of your deck is only like a portion of success. So yeah, people that think like having the perfect deck is how you rank up in the top 10 on the ladder, like, they're just straight up wrong. Like,
no, man, it's just like what you said in the pre-show, man. You gotta resign to rank up. You know what I'm saying? If it's not 2-color, I'm not playing it, bro. I'm not sleeving it up. I'm sending it back, man.
No, like, if you want to do well in the draft open, you need to be able to pilot a train wreck to 5+ wins. Like, that's like the real skill you should be learning. Like,
yeah, the draft packs cause potential train wrecks because they're so all over the place.
And even when they're not all over the place, sometimes they're just so bad. These like packs 1 and 4 right now are like garbage city. Like, shout out to E-Moneybags, like.
Oh my god, Alex, you totally missed it, dude. Freaking John and I were talking pre-show, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I've train wrecked so many drafts when I get a 4th or 5th pick captain. I'm like, oh, red's open. He's like, that's weird, because captain's totally not train wreck worthy. And I was like, yep, punt number 1.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like a captain coming your way is not even necessarily like a clear sign, because some people just don't value that card that highly. Like you might be surprised, you know.
Clearly, because I get past captain and then see no other red the rest of the way.
Yeah, it happens, man.
Oh man, all right, fine. Well, while I'm sitting here two color drafting and resigning everything else because I'm a champ, what are you doing, John?
Uh, yeah. So like right now, I like my strategy is definitely just hoping to really recognize what's most open in packs 2 and 3, because that's like where the majority of the power of most of my decks come from. Um, like sometimes you get there in pack 1 where like the easiest way to get there, I would say, is having things like trail makers coming out of pack 1, because right now one of my favorite archetypes is definitely like time plus whatever, because they've really concentrated the amount of fixing in time now, where like before you could kind of get there on 4 faction even without time or whatever. Like now it's just like having some trail makers in particular makes time whatever time soup, I guess, you know, like more of the archetype. So like yeah, like sometimes you come out of the first pack with some powerful cards and a color, and then like in packs 2 and 3, if you find yourself kind of forcing that color, a lot of times that's not what's open in packs 2 and 3, and like you'll start passing like some ridiculously powerful cards that aren't in your colors, you think, and by the time the draft's over, it turns out that like, you've been punting the whole time, and you should have just completely switched gears in packs 2 and 3. Um,
Resign to
yeah,
rank up. Resign to rank up.
hashtag resign to rank 1. Yeah. Um,
Hashtag two
so
colors for life.
yeah, I mean, you can still easy, you know, you can still get 7 wins playing 2 factions, 2 and a splash. Like, I don't think, you know, the number of factions in your deck necessarily directly correlates with success, right? Like, I know IP in particular still plays a lot of like Rakano aggro, you know, Stone Scar aggro. Like that's still very good. You know, just curving out with some backup removal and ways to like win nice and quickly while keeping your opponent on the back foot, like that's still a very good strat. Um, that's not one I do very often, just because it's not my style so much. But you know, when some aggro deck is what I got from my packs, I'm not resigning that draft. I'm playing it.
Bro,
You know,
aggro is the way to go, man. Less turns means less chances to punt. You know what I'm saying? If I play a control deck, that's just more opportunities for me to
the
freaking
math
pitch
checks
it to the
out.
wind.
Yeah, when you put it like that. See, I guess I look at it the other way. Like the longer the game goes, the more chances I have to like outplay my opponent or whatever. Or like I don't know, like so the thing with time, like I mentioned, Trailmaker. There's also, you know, you still have the Amber Acolyte. You still have the Archaeologist, the 5 drop one. That seems pretty boosted now. I don't actually have the boosting in front of me, but like I'm seeing so many of those, and normally that's like a card I'm not really looking at, but I've been playing more of those than I have in any other draft format for sure. And then sometimes, even if you don't get there on like, you know, 4 faction Winvoke base time or whatever, sometimes you end up like, you know, maybe like Elysian with like a splash, like Justice or Shadow Splash or something, but your deck still ends up with like, you know, maybe 2 Mares and Legacies in it because time was open in packs 2 and 3. And just because of that like 3 pip requirement, you know, you're still so happy that you got those extra fixers, just so you can play your cards, you know, like I don't know, you've been finding success with any specific archetypes, Alex?
Just if you're what's open in packs 1 and 4 match 2 and 3, then that's great. That's like the best deck. 2 color with like a pinpointed splash, or take fixing and just do 4 color, even 5 color Winvoking. Um, and yeah, make the game go long. Those Winvoke cards are pretty much backbreaking. You could have like 3 or 4 of those in a deck. And it's pretty much the only tribal, like John said, that I'm seeing is the Danger Bot. And to the point where I even like prioritize cards that deal with it, like Plague, which is a good card anyways, or like Caustic Rain, stuff like that, because it's pretty prevalent. Like a lot of people try it. I think streamers do it, so people try it. And
Yeah, it's
it's
not just
effective.
Meta playing Danger Bots now. He's got a bunch of other people on the Danger Sauce.
Totally. And people just
Is
love
it?
the
Is it?
Nightfall, I
Is
think.
it any good?
It can be, yeah, absolutely. Like the vanguards are boosted, like super boosted, and like Alex just mentioned, Nightfall. Like whether even if you're not doing it, your opponent probably is. That like that kind of stuff triggers danger bots. Upgrader, I think, has got to be boosted. Like Warhorn's boosted. Um, yeah, there's just like there is a lot of support, and for that, another I guess just another random thing I want to mention. Like I know when we did our set review, I think I was higher on there's like Namora versus Amaran, and I was higher on the Shadow one
Mm-hmm.
back then. But like now with this format, I'm like the time one. I think that's Namora is like because of Nightfall, that card has just gone so far up now. Like the number of turns where without you actively drawing extra cards, it just gains you like 2 or 3 life now instead of just one. Like in more more turns of more games, like that card has gone way up for me in this version of the format.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because like you said, instead of just one per turn now, she has a chance of doing a lot more than that.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned it before, but
But
that's
wouldn't that still make the shadow one better since there's so much nightfall? People are taking incremental damage, so the one or two, the 3 points that the shadow one gets in is even stronger.
yeah, I think so. But the shadow one goes really good in that like danger bot deck too, right? Like it's just another way to like if you're playing like Warhorn, it's another great Warhorn unit, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just because of the decks I tend to play more often. It's just more factions, higher power level, slower game plans. Where I just really prefer that card now.
Fair.
Like I
Sweet.
think I used to like pick Lotus Instructor higher than it a lot in a lot of decks, and I don't think I do that at all anymore. Like as another
Yeah.
time 4 drop, like in those same packs. Like I think I used to prioritize those more highly in a lot of situations, but these days not so much.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were. I remember last time I drafted on stream, like I felt everyone was just like, "Why are you not taking Lotus? Take Lotus. Always take Lotus." I was like, "Really?" I mean, don't get me
Mm.
wrong. I don't think it's a bad card, but people were just like wanting me to windmill slam it. And I'm like, it could be true. Like, I trust chat. I trust the 30 or 40 people in chat versus me, but I'm still like, all
Now
right.
that card has lost a lot of its luster for me because it's like that taking the getting contract jammed in those mid turns that can punish you so hard. Where like you're playing like a slower time deck and your opponent's like on aggro, like actual aggro. Like if you play it just as a 4/3, the chances that they can just remove that are much higher, right? If they can deal 3 to it as opposed to 4,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it multiplies the number of things that can kill it by quite a bit. But if you risk it and go ahead and like give it the extra health, because it can block or whatever, and then they still remove it, like you just basically signed your own death sentence, right? Like it's just so slow. Like if you go turn for that contract, get it killed, and then your next play is like a monk on 6, like you're just losing that game.
If you should fall into such a quandary, you could just resign to rank 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was your first mistake right there.
exactly.
Just once you saw the list, you should have been like, "Oh, negative blue leader resigning till the winner." Sweet. Alex, you got anything to add before we jump into our draft?
Um, just that I avoid cards that have Nightfall, like the Plague. Other than
Me too.
the 2-drop deadly one, I'm okay with that one because it's early and it like just helps you get some gas going early on. Or the kill spell in Shadow. But aside from that, there's very few like
Obviously,
Nightfall cards.
Sarasaur. You're playing Sarasaur too, right?
Right.
Nope.
Because that card is just
Definitely.
so good.
Yeah, that's just, definitely Sarasaur. Those 3 cards, I would say. There's also a rare. There's a blue 2/4 in blue that has Nightfall, and then during Nightfall you can pay 1 to draw a card and discard
It's
a
not.
card.
It's not even pay. It's just exhaust. That
Oh,
card
just
is.
exhaust.
It's very good, but yeah, like you
Yeah,
said,
that's
it's
a
a
very
rare.
good card. Yeah, I had a deck with 2 of them in there, and it was almost made me want to put other Nightfall things in the deck, but I did not.
Yeah, negative blue leader. I don't play any Nightfall. I don't need to give my opponent free cards.
Now that time one is when it makes it into a reasonable number of my time X decks, just because it's like a playable common that you see a lot in packs 1 and 4.
Did you just say 9x? Are you just like going overtime on your
No,
decks, bro?
I said time X.
Oh, okay.
Time base time plus whatever, like 2 to 3 more factions, whatever.
I was like, darn, John, do you have to rub it in our faces, bro?
No, I somehow found a way to get 9 wins on my draft decks.
I mean, it's because you're resigning the ones that don't, so you have those extra wins saved up.
Yep.
Well, if you like get to 6 wins and then resign, then it gives you 3 extra wins, is what I've read.
Oh, got you. That makes a lot more sense. That's how you rank up so quickly. Gotcha. Man, I am doing it all kinds of wrong. I need to get my life together.
Yep.
I really don't know why you guys keep me on this podcast. Seriously.
Somebody's got to host this mess.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's because I got the hardware. That's exactly what it is. You guys are like, well, I mean, we don't want to buy the recording gear or anything like that, or edit it. So screw it.
In
We'll
both
keep Jedi
mine and
around.
John's defense, you have tried to get both of us to do this several times. The recording part of it.
Wait, how is that in your defense? That's just even more incriminating.
No, that like there's no way that I can have the setup to do it. And you just have it set up because you're the streamer. You're the streamer guy.
Exactly. So that's why you guys keep me around, because someone has to do the dirty behind the scenes work. It just further solidifies my point, bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
just
go ahead.
bro.
Just go ahead and resign this argument, bro. Just resign this argument so you get an
resign,
argument. You
resign to win the argument.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. All right. Cool. Done deal, man. Like you can't argue something that you resigned. You know.
Yeah.
I resigned. I'm out of here.
I'm just gonna end conversations like that. I'm resigning from this conversation.
Your point is invalid, as there's no longer a discussion. All right. Oh man, if you guys are listening, consider watching on YouTube, because we're gonna go through a draft and let these guys steer me into a championship. So yeah, are you guys ready? You guys see my screen on the Discordios?
Definitely. Looks great.
All right, cool. Let's pop this one open. And all right, so commons, we have Inspire, Thorncrawler, Winter's Grasp, Nocturnal Creeper, Harbinger's Bite, Umbran Coaxer. John?
Oh, it's definitely not Coaxer.
Why? There's coax cable.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but it's not.
So maybe the Radiants have good internet? You know, they need that like 1 gig or maybe even a terabyte. No.
I'm moving to the Shadowlands, bro.
Yeah, for real. All right, so fine. Umbran Coaxer. Coat hanger. Coat hanger. Spear Frenzy Warrior, Copperhall Marshal. At the uncommon slot, we have Gloves of the Pyromancer, Chancellor's Horn, and Tandem Training, a card that sounds good, yet has never, ever, ever worked out for me. And then a non-rare Yo Yimba, the freaking Shiftstoner.
Shiftstone Ghostblade.
There you go, Shiftstone. There you go. The 0/6 for 3 Huru. And whenever your opponent does anything, Yo Yimba's just a wall. So, yeah, there we go. Alex, What are you what are you looking at? What's in contention for you on this pack,
I think we
man?
should resign this one and try.
Yeah,
again.
this just resign the draft right now and just go to brand new pack one, pick one. This is just a bad pack. In contention would be, what is that? The weapon, the 2-1. It's so small, the writing, I can't even read the name.
3-1, the gloves.
Yeah, either the gloves or the Marshall
Bro, have you ever drafted this format, bro?
or what?
Nothing. Go ahead, man.
Or the Thorncrawler or the Creeper. Like, those are the 4 cards in contention, and I don't really know which one. Maybe the Creeper, just because time is like very common color for me to be in, but I don't know. What do you think, John?
Yeah, for me, it's between the 3 commons: Marshall, Thorncrawler, and Creeper. I'm not into gloves of the Pyromancer personally. I know it's a playable weapon, but I don't know.
It is better to pick it up, but when you know you need it, than off the
I
bat.
would just rather play like the common weapon in these packs, the katana that draws the card when you play it, like over that 100% of the time. Like they're both basically just for an eagle, and they both buff the attack on the eagle. It's just the one draws a card when you play it. So
That
like
was
I
a
know
great
this one
point.
eventually gives you an outlaw or whatever. I'm just like that's to me that's like not really worth much. I'd rather just draw a card immediately.
So, where we at?
So I mean I don't have a strong preference between the 3 commons, honestly. I think if you had like a color that you preferred, I think you just go that way.
Mm-hmm.
I would be curious to see what Gunner said right here.
Is he online? Can we get him on the podcast? Doesn't
it's a little
like
early for him.
Yeah.
Probably still asleep.
All right. So, John, Marshall or Creeper? Because I like me some 3/3s with a single pick.
I think it's probably just the 3/3 for 3. Like creepers, like if time's open, those will come. I don't prioritize those, even if I'm, playing time. Like I don't go in here just playing to force time at all. So I'm always open to a 3/3 for 3. Thornies are still good, but
yeah, you're never gonna see me argue for a thorn crawler. So
yeah, this is your draft. So I think I'm cool with the Copperhall Marshall here.
Yeah, totally.
All right, Marshall, it is. All right, Dangerous Bargain is our garbage rare. We have Tinker Apprentice and Pioneer Aviator as our uncommons. We have Assault Shield, Tandem Shield Breaker, Tower Top Patrol, Workshop Tinker, Rotor Smith, Minotaur Oathkeeper, Cover of Darkness, and Treasure Guard as the commons. And holy shnikes, green cards. Wow.
There's a lot of green cards. I keep seeing this rare in so many of my draft packs, and every time I see it, I just want to write an angry letter to Patrick Chapin. Like, this card is just so bad. Did you know that when Nightfall ends, like, this curse literally just falls off the unit you put it on for 7 mana?
Oh, it falls off?
It literally falls. It breaks when Nightfall ends.
So, like, when you get night going again, you don't... Oh, my God.
No,
this
it's,
card
like,
is
just so bad.
Oh, man. I gave it a little bit of credit because I was like, well, I guess in Constructed, you can make it stay night. That is horrible.
Yeah, it like, could not be worse.
That card is just straight garbage then.
If it costs like way less, it could be useful, right? But
yeah.
Oh my
like
God. I didn't
maybe
steal the Chris unit until night end. Oh my God, you're right. Until night ends. That is so bad.
It's so bad.
This card is atrocious. I never even wow. I never even took the time to read it, but it is horrible.
No, I had somebody play it against me, like in a draft or something. That's how I like it made the night ended, and like it made the whole like ka-chunk, like it falling off sound. I was like, oh my God, it even falls off. It was like it's just next level bad.
Yeah, like I guess my brain always shortcut it to like
Same.
as long as it's night, you know what I mean?
Same.
as long,
Yeah.
as long as it's not, you can. That is, oh my god! I am so glad you mentioned that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was never gonna play this card, but
No,
yeah, that's a rare.
I keep seeing
What?
it. Like I see it so often in my drafts, and it makes me like want to resign every time.
It's got to be them just giving a shift stone. There's absolutely no reason to play this card once so freaking ever.
But there are some playable cards here. I think if you want to be like aggro, I think Minotaur Oathkeeper's fine. I'm looking at Tower Top Patrol, and Pioneering Aviator is like an on color card that I like a lot. That's that 2/2 for 2, and when you play a spell, you gain armor, and it has flying while you have armor. Like that card's been pretty good for me.
Yeah, 2/2
No.
with upside.
I like it. It's on color.
Yeah, I think it's like similar level of Tower Top, but I think I prefer to just stay on J for now.
Okay. Taking Pioneer Aver. Oh my god, I'm still over that bargain. All right. Rakano Artisan is our rare, which is the 2/2 for 2 Rakano. Summon each weapon in your deck. It's +1/+1. Uncommons are Shadow Fang Valkyrie, unplayable. Armor Smith, eh. Then in the common slot, we have Sentinel Sifter, Finback Commandant, Nocturnal Kyrex, Genius Combatant, thank you, finally something relevant. Duskcaller, Yeti Cookmaster, the old oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. We just talked about him, and I'm drawing a blank on his name now. The pro player that he took Cookmaster to a
Yeah, it's
open ship.
the Sunnyvale Invitational.
Sunny,
card.
thank you. Gosh, oh my god, we literally just said his name earlier, but of course I put myself on the
Yeah,
spot. Sunnyvale.
we're missing episodes of his podcast. He hasn't recorded in a minute.
And then Soul Drain Smithing is the final one. So I mean, it's if we want to consider Rakano Artisan, but really I guess we just take the Genius Combatant, right? Highest solid 3
Oh
drop,
yeah,
highest chance to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
100%.
Yeah. All right.
The rest
cool.
of these cards are pretty garbo.
All right, Steadfast Paladin is the only green card in the pack. It is a 2/1 for 2 green, invulnerable to damage on your turn. Another 3/3 for 3 in the form of Tundra Explorers are only uncommon when Tundra Explorer attacks. If the top card of your deck is a spell, draw it. Rampaging Commando, the 3/1 for 3 red, has stealth and then ultimate. At the start of your turn, reveal Rampaging Commando to play Rampage, +3/+1, and Overwhelm. And then finally, Vile Varmint. Well, I guess there's a Magma Javelin and a Vile Varmint. I guess that's it. I don't really care for any of the other cards unless we want to take a Legion Banner for fixing this early. I don't know. Alex, where are you at?
I'm on the 3/3 for 3. I don't mind potentially being Huru base, and you get access to a lot of good interaction in the next 2 packs with the blue-green removal spell, and then the Chloric, and then the Find the Moments and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm on the 3/3 for 3.
Good call, man. Good call. I like that. I like that as far as all the removal in pack 2 and 3. John, what about you?
Yeah, I'm cool with 3 of these cards here: the Paladin, the Commando, and the Explorer. Steadfast Paladin has a lot of utility in this format. Being able to help enable like tandem attacks, right? Like it's
Mhm.
I think it's a little better now than it was in the set that it came out in. Like I think in that set it was more of like, just you could just attack with it freely, and sometimes you could get free attacks in or whatever with it, but it didn't really have a lot of synergy. I think it has a little more synergy now. When like it helps if you're say Rakano, and you're running some of those pingers, right? The 2/3 that we mentioned earlier. It's really good for enabling that, for example. So like I think it's pretty solid. If you wanted to stay on color, I wouldn't mind it, but I do think the power level is better on these 3 drops. Unfortunately, they're both off color. So I think it's like a preference thing there. And I don't, it sounded like Alex had a preference for Huru, so I don't mind that at all. I think Rampaging Commando is still good as well.
Yeah, I personally am not on Rampaging Commando. I feel like it rarely works out the way it does for my opponents for me, but once again, that could just be variant. And you guys already know I'm high on 3 3 for 3. So, Alex, what do you think after hearing John's fantastic non-resignable argument?
I also think that the Paladin is better than I thought it was at first. And I could see that being the pick here. But I think I would still go with the blue. It's more my style, and when you draw a card off that, it's just awesome.
It's close because I like Paladin as well. Sure, we'll go with the uncommon. I'll go with the uncommon over the common. All right. Oh, nice. Rewarded.
I was gonna say you can get another one here pretty soon.
So there you go. Cards in condition. We have Ornate Katana that John mentioned earlier. We have another Genius Combatant, a Warhorn, which I think personally is better than Katana. But maybe there's an argument. I'm not sure. And then another Steadfast Paladin. All right, John, are we just taking the Paladin here, or do we take another combatant?
Yeah, no, I like if you're gonna take a on color green card, I think it's Paladin.
Yeah,
Just because we've already got some, we're kind of getting jammed on threes a little bit.
Okay.
You could, the best card here is definitely this Walker, right? That's like a
Oh,
very
yeah.
nice 5-drop. We're pretty far away from that right now. And it's
well,
not
I mean,
really a
that being
sign. Sorry.
No, I guess you're right. Like we've taken one card off of green, and I mean, the 5-drop. Yeah, so Stoneshell Walker is the uncommon. It's a 5/5 for 5 Praxis, Overwhelm, Entomb. You get 5 power this turn. So yeah, good point bringing that up, John.
Yeah, like that's a card I would love. Like if I was playing, time X, like that would make the deck 100%. Like it's just a really solid 5-drop. Like Warhorn has a lot of synergy in this format. I like Rakano. I'm cool with picking that here. I do. Yeah, I agree. Like I'd probably pick it over Katana. They're both very good. But I think staying on green sounds kind of nice to me here.
Okay, Alex.
agreed, confirmed.
All right, Steadfast Paladin is the pick. Going into next pack, we have, let's see, a Huru Fledgling, which is the 3/3 flyer for 5. A Queen's Elite, which is the 2/2 for 3 Rakano. And when you tandem attack, you get +2/+2 to the top weapon or unit of your deck. A Hoof Slash and a Ruined. I don't really particularly care about the rest of this pack, honestly, unless you guys are planning on playing Icicle Marksman.
Certainly not. No, this Queen's Elite is one of the cards I've seen go super good with Paladin. That's that was one that somebody was playing these cards against me the other day, and they just kept getting free attacks with this Paladin, and it was popping off this Elite, and they were making huge dudes. It was kind of cool.
And then you put a Warhorn on the Paladin, and oh!
Yeah, it still has to connect. Like that only works if you have the pinger, right? Like,
Well, I mean, but it's also, but at the same time, it's still 4/3 getting in there, right? There's only a handful of things that could block a 4/3 profitably.
like a 0/5. That's also
Word.
a power.
Word. Fair. That's why. That's it. I'm resigning this one. I made the wrong pick. I'm done.
So yeah,
Alex?
I like Queen Elite and I like Fledgling. Like I'm cool with either of those here.
Alex?
Yeah, I think I would take a flyer on the elite here.
All right. Queen's Elite is the pick. Boom! We got a rare baby. Etched Monolith. Negatory blue leader. Flight pattern is full. So we have a Fire Main Cub, which is the one that can ping an enemy unit. We have a Crown Watch Longsword, 2 power for +2/+2 weapon, and then a Renegade Valkyrie, which is the 1/2 flying double damage for 4 Rakano. Alex, what are you looking at here?
Here, kitty kitty.
Sweet. Yeah, I know. That guy pings so many things. It's so relevant.
I know John doesn't like this card. It might be a little bit higher than he used to think, but it does really kill a lot of targets.
I like it better in Stone Scar, but like I'm fine with it here.
Oh my god, the Cub is an uncommon?
Yeah.
Did they rarity shift it? I don't think I ever noticed that Cub was
No,
an uncommon.
it's always been that.
Really? That's so weird. I have never noticed that Cub is uncommon. Maybe because it always goes so
powerful
late.
effect, bro.
Wow. All right. John, where are you at? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with a Cub. Um, it's
Valkyrie
it's not
just
it's
always.
not my favorite, but Renegade Valkyrie's not my favorite either. So whatever.
So here's what Valkyrie reads for me. It's either A, you're gonna play it, your opponent's gonna spend 1 power to kill it, or B, your opponent plays it and you have absolutely no answer and die to it.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, cool. Just checking. All right, we're gonna take Cub here. All right, nothing here. Straight filler. Fresh recruits, Spiked Helm, Armor Smith, Soaring Pennant, and Spirit Drain. I mean, we're not even playing Armor Smith, right?
Like if you end up with some synergies for it, like the shield guy, the 05, or you know,
I mean, we're really not playing anything in this pack.
no, just
I
but
hope not.
I would put the armor smith in the pool though. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Turn for worse, Humbug, Unpredictable Outlaw, and Cover of Darkness. I guess we take the 2/2 for 2 in
Yeah,
red.
that makes the deck occasionally.
Yeah. Tools of Oppression, Ransack, and Civic Peacekeeper. John, do you like any of these cards? I know for a little while people were playing Tools of Oppression. I personally don't like it, period, ever. And then Peacekeeper is another card that, like, I don't know, paying 6 for a 3/3 just doesn't seem good to me, right? But God bless if my opponents played it and just played power after power after power to freaking kill me. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
this format's like okay on Peacekeeper. It's like playable. I don't like it, but sometimes it makes the deck. If I'm playing Shadow, I'm down for a Ransack.
Are we just preemptively taking the Ransack here over Peacekeeper?
It's up to you. I don't. You know, I hope we don't have to play any of these cards.
Yeah, me either. I don't like any of them. Alex.
Ransack, yeah, but not wanting to play it.
Okay. Ooh. Militant or Ensnare? I like it Ensnare, but I keep dying to Flyers. Case in point, the old freaking Valkyrie we talked about. How's Militant in this format?
It's okay. It's like begrudgingly playable. Like if you're in Rakano, probably don't mind it as much. But if we're in Huru, like surely that 4 slot is all Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Alex, which one do you want here? Militant or
Yeah,
Ensnare?
first militant over first ensnare.
And the Barbarian
Ooh,
Camp.
the better camp.
All right, so going into pack 2, pick 1. Carnosaur Beta, Lost in Thought, Diminish, Lethrai Pathfinder, Twin Flame Brood, Disarm, Midnight Hunter, Hoof Stomp, Curfew Patrol, Stoke Ambition, oh, that one, Marison's Legacy, and Delef Free Profit. John,
Yeah.
why don't you start us
So
off?
I think like most of this pack is stronger than any card we've seen so far. Like more than half of these cards. So like obviously the best card here, Delef. We're very far away from playing that. And like the next strongest card is probably Marison's Legacy. We're super far from that too. But if we want to stay on this justice train here, this curfew patrol is real nice. That's 4 and double J. What we got right now, it would go great. So like I'm definitely fine with taking that here. Um, it's really hard to just like completely switch gears here when we have this much like you know justice basically. Like to go into Delef now would be kind of like a train wreck because there's a chance you get to the end of the draft, even if Xenon is open here in 2 and 3, it wasn't really open in 1, and you probably wouldn't have enough playables by the time the draft is over, so you'd have to resign the deck. Nobody wants that. So I think it's just curfew patrol. Like I really like playing that card. Um, you can just cheese victories with like if you have 2 patrols in your deck and 2
Wings.
wings. Yeah, you can just like get some free wins.
Goes really good with Brigade Hall as well.
Sure.
And I'm on the same here. So if there wasn't a good enough green card here, like the patrol, I would probably take Delif. Because you
Yeah,
can
or
find
it could be
fixing in these
legacy.
packs.
Like if time ends up being open, you'd be happy that you have that legacy.
Right, as well. But I think this patrol is definitely a good enough green card, and we can definitely use it.
All right, Slam and Patrol. Next pack, Arcanum Seeker. Hurutu Tome and Svetya's Decree are the uncommons. The commons are Calderon Captain, Call the Hit, Thunder Wing, Beyond Fear, Scalehide, Carnosaur Beta, Snow Peak Eagle, and Mature Avarax. Alex, what's up, buddy? Are we going Rakano or are we going Haru?
There's quite a few cards here that could be picked. You know, the fixing. You take the tome, the captain, which if people want to pass them to me, I'll take them. The eagle, pretty much. I think those three cards.
And Beta, Carnosaur Beta to a
Yeah,
lesser extent.
this is a tough one. I think I would go with the captain.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to sell me on Captain. I like Captain. John's the one that's going to poo-poo my ideas and why I resign. John?
I think this is like an easy captain.
Yay, we did it. Captain. Now, question, since you guys like 5 colors, are there any arguments for Call the Hit, Eagle, and Beta just to be as open as possible? Or not really because
Not with the start
they're
like
rocking
this.
Okay.
Like you've got a pretty solid Rakano start here.
Mm-hmm.
And like the more like it's not just Rakano, it's like aggressive. And so like the more kind of inscribed spec picks like you end up with, like, yeah, we'll get to play some, if we get a off color Windvoke and we have some inscribed, like, yeah, we can get there, like play it like that. But when you're playing like, cards in your deck that slow your game plan down when you're an aggro deck, it's like actively bad usually. Like you might be able to cheese a win still with a high roll on your Windvoke, but it's nicer when your deck has like a more coherent game plan, I think.
Got you. Fair enough. All right. Captain it is. All right. Next up, we've got Warning Shot, Beyond Fear. Last Light Refugee is the 3/5 Endurance Valor for 5. Lotus Instructor that I don't remember if we talked about in the pre-show or now. I think we talked about it now. That's right. Lava Blood Rager, Indifference, Trick Throw, and Mithril Guardian was the 0/5 Inscribe that you were talking about for 3 and a green earlier, John.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Bang! Sheriff of Dunehill, the 3/3 for 4, red. And then you can put yourself in an insane amount of debt for a crappy weapon, or your opponent can high roll a freaking legendary, and then Sedane's Bracers. I think we're starting off with John on this one. Yeah, John, what's up?
Report to the ship now. We'll bang, okay?
Wait, what? Torch the ship? I just
report to the
missed
ship. That's an old Mass Effect meme.
Oh, got you. I've never played Mass Effect. That's why I didn't
There's
get
your
it.
problem right
Okay.
there. No,
Yep.
like
Punting
I think
again.
this pack, like, there's not a lot going on. Like, I would bang.
Really? You'd bang over Last Light Refugee?
Yeah, I'm not like Last Night Refugees are like fine. But like when you're in Rakano, like you want captains in that 5 slot, I think, if you can help it. Like I think like you also just don't want to play like too many 5 drops either, honestly.
Oh god, but see what Bang is Bang is gonna give me the green armor thing that gives you +1/+1 based on your green influence when I'm in like Stone Scar. And
well,
then
we're in
I go
Rakano, so it's fine.
and then I go into debt for freaking 2 turns and my opponent just raffle stomps me.
No, it's gonna get Valk Wings for you.
Yeah. This is the time where it's in a high roll. Don't even worry about it.
I kind of look at it like as a Windvoke roll. Like it could be bad or good when you Windvoke, and with this, it's kind of like 50-50. Like
No,
even if
but see, with a Windvoke, you still get a card, and you don't lose any more power than you spent. With Bang, he can just straight up like screw your next 2 turns.
He sure can.
you sure can. but I like rolling the dice on them.
All
Just
right. Well,
try and
you
make
guys.
it like, hopefully you're not like curving out into bang with a captain in your hand. Like, hopefully you're curving out and playing bang because it's like your last card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, because
All
he
right.
he can really mess up your
Yeah, I don't
curve out.
I don't play him on 4 a lot, right?
Right.
It's not really a 4 drop.
All right. You guys are better drafters than me. We'll take bang. All right. Oh man, I got excited for a second. That was my boo. Then I remembered she's not in this format. All right, we got Kasul Envoy, Chloric Mix. Let's see, Molten Feet, Sensari Firebrand, Stonebreaker Bow, and Disarm. Alex, what are you looking at?
Well, so look at all the blue and blue-green removal. So that wasn't a lie, right? But I'm looking at Molten Feet now.
I know it's so tough to pass all that Huru removal. It's so sweet, so delicious. But it does look like we're getting past fire this way. So green one way and fire the other. John, what about you?
Yeah. Uh, the primal removals are very nice here. We have like no fixing yet to like really spec on those. Like, we also don't have any removal yet in our colors. So like I'm still kind of torn. Molten Feet is fine. It's like a good inscribe for a deck like this. So like it's gonna make the deck if we're playing fire for sure. But I also and like yeah, like I guess we could still end up basically being Huru, and then I would still like probably splash the captain and like play the Molten Feet. So
Yeah, it
I
could end
certainly
up
don't mind picking the
being that
feet
way.
here. Not having any removal is kind of looking a little sketch.
It goes
So
against
then,
the bang pick last turn because that's like
so
red, you know.
so
But
what are you guys looking at then? Is it Disarm or Chloric Mix that we're looking to take here?
Uh, they're both very similar. uh, in a low curve deck, I think Chloric is maybe slightly better. Um, they're both so similar though.
All right, then I
I'd
lean
probably still
Disarm.
just go
I lean
Molten Feet
Disarm.
here.
You still go Molten Feet?
I think so.
I think so as well.
Okay. All right, Molten Feet it is. All right. All right. So another Chloric Mix, Eavesdrop, Midnight Hunter, Arachnoid Terror,
Shiny
Hypnotic
Hunter.
Elder, but then Star Kissed Wings, +2/+1, Flying Inscribe for 5, and a green. We just windmill slam that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so fire is cut from this pack. So like there's still a chance that we end up in Huru if these Clorics keep coming, right? And then
Mhm.
like I said, even if that happens, I'm glad we have this Captain, this Molten Feet, because I'd still probably play those.
All right. We'll take the wings.
there's like very few better turn 4, turn 5 back-to-back things you could do.
See,
pretty
and
awesome.
like to me, now I feel like green is open because find a moment, like fifth pick, that seems pretty late to me. Windvoke, there's Sweet Dreams, which is the Feln Windvoke. We have Thundering Wing or Thunder Wing, the 3/3 for 5 and a red. Flying Overwhelm, we have Sensari Firebrand again, the 3/1 for 3 and a red with Valor and Contract 2, deal 3 damage to enemy player. Scale Hide, which is the blue Windvoke, Inscribe, and then we have Mithril Guardian, the 05 Inscribe for 3 and a green, and then finally Find a Moment. 2 and a green, fast speed, give a unit +2/+2 this turn, and contract 3, give a unit an additional +2/+3 this turn. I mean, I'm slamming Find a Moment. Am I wrong?
I
Not at all.
once was lost, but now I'm found.
Now I'm find.
Now I'm find.
All right, so more Hoover coming our way. Teriax Screecher, the 2/2 for 3 blue flying, contract 3, deal 1 damage to an exhausted enemy unit. Ice Over is the blue Inscribe with the Stun and Aegis, and then Mithril Guardian that we just talked about, and a Molten Feet. So, Alex?
Second Molten. It's just like a great power / unit. I like it.
John?
Easy Molten Feet.
Mm-hmm. All right, nothing here. So are we taking the Screecher or the Ice over for the Inscribe?
I'm definitely taking this ice over here.
Yeah, I'm on ice over as well.
Okay, taking the
Yeah.
Ice over. Boom! Holy cow, that's a late Cloric. But there's a Danger Bot. Are we taking Danger Bot?
No.
We have none of the Danger Bot cards.
All right, cool.
And I like, as much as I've seen people playing it, I personally,
I
I will probably
refuse.
never play that.
I
So
I did put one in a deck, but I was hard up for 2 drops.
yeah,
All right,
like no, that's an
so
easy Chloric mix, right? Like,
Yes.
mhm.
there's a chance we play that.
Yep.
It's a good one.
uh,
1 drop.
Cabal Embezzler, Casual Envoy, and Runebinder. Just take the Envoy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's looking like Shadow might be the most open, but
Ooh, just take
whatever.
the Sieves drop.
Eavesdrop last pick, and then Accordion. All right. Oh, that's it. Trainwreck time. Yadra Twisted Brewer, the 3/4 for 4 double found. When an enemy unit attacks, its health becomes 1. When an enemy unit blocks, its attack becomes 1. Oh my
And we're so
god.
not Shadow at all, right?
All right, fine. Let's see here. Last Light Refugee, Chloric Mix, and Sorry Firebrand, and a Diminish. Oh, well, there's a forestall, John. Are we just going creation here, or are we resigning?
I think if what's the phrase? If you don't have at least four stalls, you resign, right? Is that
That's the word on the street. That's the
yeah?
vibe I'm getting.
So I don't know, man. I think this might be heading to resignation town because I think I'd probably take this refugee here.
Ditto.
All right, refugee it is. Stone Scar Tome, bang. Dardamus is the 2/3 Yeti Warrior for 3 blue. Your other units have +1 health. Contract 3, play an inferiority complex on an enemy unit, which means it has to attack. Diminish, another Envoy, Accordion, and a Molten Feat. So, second bang or third Molten Feat, right? Or Diminish?
Not diminish.
Okay, I don't think we've really taken any Shadow to grab the Tome, right?
I think I'm on the third foot. The third foot. Just really shores
Yeah,
up your
I
inscribe.
it's definitely between Molten Feet and Bang for me. It's pretty close. Like I think we'll probably get another shot at another inscribe. Like, so I'm not too worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
But
So second bang.
yeah, like I'm down for another bang.
Bang. I wouldn't hate you if you did that. I'm okay with it.
All right, sure. We'll low roll. Grenadin Rescue.
Ooh, rain.
Another Disarm, a Caustic Rain, and Screecher. So 2-drop, removal, and inscribe. This one's to you, John.
I'm like Grenadin Rescue is fine. It's a card you want if you're playing the Danger Bot deck. Rain could help us splash blue, but it's so bad if we play it because of the rest of our cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not really where I want to be there. Like I think I might spec on this disarm.
I
So if
mean,
we
we
end
have
up flashing blue,
Mm-hmm.
then I would play it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we have
Alex?
another chance at a diminish if we want that, so I'm not too worried about that.
I like
Alex,
what John's
about
head
you?
at.
All right, so disarm, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Hoof Stomp, Chloric Mix, and a Steel Golem.
Yeah,
Another
Alex.
mix, I think.
It could just be hoof stomp too. Like
Yeah.
hoof stomp is a pretty decent spell. It's if you're playing like a low to the ground Rakano deck, it's what you want for your kind of top end. It's like a little reach plus kill their big guy.
And it's lethal to the opponent, like quite often.
Yeah, kill their X1, deal 4 to them.
And like if we get another hoof stomp and like a fist or two, then we may not even need this primal splash. So I think I would take Hoof Stomp.
All right, yeah, good with Hoof Stomp. I like having at least one in the deck. Oh my goodness.
Ooh,
What?
for
Fifth
late.
pick? All right, well, I mean, there's a disarm and a refugee in the pack, but yeah, there's also a brigade hall. The 3 and a green relic once per turn. You would pay 5 to give a unit +3/+3 and endurance this turn. Summon, play a 3/3 bear. Windmill slam.
Yeah, that's a sick pickup.
Oh, nice. Another
Yep.
refugee.
All right, refugee, molten feet. Yeah, that's it. It's refugee and molten feet in this pick. What do you
We
guys
might
think?
not even play the second refugee, but I think it's. Oh no, the molten feet. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
molten.
we need at least one more inscribe.
All right, taking the molten feet. And then the only thing that we may possibly play here is a gold-plated revolver, which is +1/+1. All right, so
I would take the marksman here.
oh well.
I would have also taken the marksman there. Hoof
All
stomp.
right, so there's an eagle and a disarm, but there's also hoof stomp. And at this point, yeah, I think we just
Yeah,
take the
we could
hoof
just
stomp.
dump
Right?
the blue now.
Yeah, if we get ideally we get another, like a cheaper damage effect, like a torch
Yeah.
in pack 4 or something.
Yeah. So question though, because I have a question. If we went Huru, we had access to like 5 disarms. Where do you stop taking disarms, John and Alex? Where, like, do you want 3, 4? Do you take as many as you can get?
It depends if I'm like a control deck or like more tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I think if I'm just straight Huru, I'm typically more tempo, and I'll want like maybe 2 or 3 chlorics, and then like probably up to 2 disarms, because it is a little expensive, and you want to be like curving out, not holding up 3 mana.
Mm-hmm.
So usually around 2 is how many I
Okay.
play.
Fair enough. Alex, what about you?
Yeah, like decks 3 or up to even 4 chlorics. It's in the early game you can use it and not pay the extra, and it still does what it needs to do. So it's like basically a little bit better than the disarm. Disarm is better like late game when you just are sitting back and have your power up, and it's like, okay, what do you come at me, bro. But I like both of them. I like 3 and 2 is a good ratio, I would say.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Taking the hoof stomp. I just wanted to know because like we had a ton here. All right. There's the
Good
lookout.
2-drop.
Yeah.
Yes.
The 3/2 for 2 in the green. I like that. Take that. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. Green. Nobody is drafting green in this draft right now. So this is a what? 4, 9, 10th pick. Find a moment. Slamming that. Thunder of Wings. No. And a trapper. All right. Come on, pack. Oh my god. So many garbage rares. Burglarize is our rare, and then our uncommons are Moonlit Gargoyle, Collapse, and Silverwing Familiar, which is the 1/1 for 3 and a green. Flying Aegis Lifesteal, Rally, and the Wisdom Meal. Yeah, no. I mean, do we just take the Familiar, or do I take the Shift Stone? Like, are we even playing Familiar? We have no. I mean, it helps with our Queen's Elite, but that's about it, right?
We don't really
we
have
have
weapons to put on it, right?
Yeah, we didn't get that weapon earlier, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine when you're playing Brigade Hall. But like right now, I don't think it would make the deck. But if you end up with like 2 War Horns as we go through this pack, like maybe.
Yeah, let's just take it.
I mean, there's like
nothing
nothing
else
much
here.
that's anything better. Yeah.
All right, another collapse, but there is a Rebel Sharpshooter. Rebel Sharpshooter, Argenport Banner, which our only shadow that we've taken that matters is the Eavesdrop, so meh. Roll in its favor, and Treasury Guard, as well as an Arn Brute. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops, technically. So, I don't know, I think the world's our oyster. I personally like Sharpshooter. Granted, we only have 2 ways of buffing it, Cauldron Captain. Well, 3 if you count the Hall. So, Wings, Hall, plus Captain. As far as consistency, like, obviously Find a Moment can work it. But, yeah, I'm on Sharpshooter here. Alex?
Easy.
3 for 3.
Boom. Taking the Sharpshooter. Etched Monolith again. Oh, gosh, guys.
Etched Monolith number 2.
We should have been on time.
The duo
Supercharge.
Duo list.
Falsher is not good in this format, is it?
It's playable.
Yeah, it's playable. I wouldn't want more
mean,
than like
Good?
one.
No.
It's not good.
is this deck okay with Minotaur? I mean, it gives everything a +1/+1, but that kind of that clashes with. I don't think we're taking anything in this pack, right?
I'd probably take this fall short
Yeah, I
because
would
this
as well.
pack is not great.
Okay.
And right now, I think I'd play it.
Boo! Oh man, like we windmill slam the feather, right? Or there's a mod ready drone and a staunch protector.
Yeah, I like all three of these Justice cards.
Yeah.
I'm never seeing these drones right now. These have to be like 0 times boosted or something.
They're
Like
like,
I'm
yeah,
just,
they're like the mythic common, dude.
and
Yeah,
we
but
have
we
enough
have a ton of
threes.
threes. Yeah.
Yeah, we want this feather.
Yeah, feather.
Feather would be good with our deck. We've got the curfew patrol and only 1 wings.
Wow,
That's a
this
great
is
4-drop.
so
Oh,
there's Copper Hall Cudgel, which is the +2/+2 weapon for 3 and a green. When the welder dies, play a 2/2 Minotaur. Rebel Illuminator is the 3/1 for 4 red. When it dies, create a torch, and then Finest Hour. Alex?
I'm on the torch maker.
Okay. Yeah, that card's very difficult to play around. Alex? Correction, John?
I do really like Rebel Illuminator. I like it better in a defensive deck, which I'm not sure we are. I would honestly, I'm leaning Finest Hour, but it's between those two for me.
We're at 20 units, and really there's only like 2 that I want to cut.
We're kind of
Cudgel would
jammed on 4s.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take Finest Hour. I like interaction. Take Finest
Yeah,
Hour here.
it's just like literally Illuminator is just better as a defensive unit, like because you can play it and then like it's so annoying for them to attack into if you have a trade with anything. But
Yeah,
if you're
it's a
being
little.
aggressive and playing it, it's just really messing up your tempo.
I don't know about that because now the Torch is slow speed. Like it's not as good on defense where you can't just do 6 in a turn, right? Versus on offense you can. I think there's an argument either way, but we're good on units, so I want to have interaction. Rebuke versus another Silverwing Familiar. Alex?
Probably first rebuke over second Silverwing that we're not going to play the first of, probably.
Yeah, I think you're right as well.
Yeah,
John?
we might play this Rebuke.
All right, take the Rebuke, Cudgel, and Camouflage Soldier. I don't think we're playing, and there's a Grandfather's Axe, but
That's a baton.
What I say?
Cudgel.
Oh, why did I say Cudgel? That's weird. Yeah, it's baton.
We just looked at a cudgel, and this thing is basically a cudgel.
Yeah, we'll just take. Oh my gosh! Wow. I mean,
Wow.
granted, it's not busted, but it's still something.
Oh, it's
So,
nice.
Yeah,
Fixing.
Rakano Blueprints. Take that. Deputy's not gonna make the cut.
No.
Svetya's Bravery, not going to make
No.
the cut. Barbarian Camp, and
Better
Harbinger's
Reps Camp.
All right. Well, yeah, I think we're definitely just straight Rakano. I don't see a reason to splash.
Yep.
So, let's see. How many inscribed do we have? I think we have enough, thankfully.
What is there, like 5, I think?
Four in Rakano. So are we still going? I mean, our curve, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. Everything else is cheaper. So are we still going 15 power?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Okay. And I'll probably go. No, I'll go 7, 8 since we have 3 molten feats. All right, that means 1 cut. So is it Kasul Envoy or Fire Main Cub?
I think it's the Militant.
Yep.
Really? Okay.
Well, how about it could just be familiar too.
Because my reason behind it is that we don't have any weapons to make it busted, but we do have a Brigade Hall and like pump spells, right? So, I mean, there's also Rebuke and Fall Short are considerations, but
No, I'd either cut the Silverwing Familiar or the Valk Militant.
Oh yeah, I guess we could do the Silverwing Familiar. Like we have no real way of buffing it, though. Evasion, even with a Queen's Elite, you still think we cut the evasive units?
Well, they're both a flyer, right? It's just one's a 3, one's a 4. Like, neither of them really stand alone unless they're uncontested in the air. It's like they're pretty similar.
Got you.
I mean, you do have Lifesteal's nice. You do have Find the Moments, the Finest Hour, the
Yeah.
the Brigade Hall.
Okay. All
Like
right.
if the game is going our way, our curfew patrol will be our uncontested flyer.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, I'll cut militant then.
Yeah, that's fine. Like keeping the curve a little lower is fine, and we
Mm.
could high roll with the Queen Elite buff.
Mhm.
And it's
All right.
just nice with Brigade Hall. It's fine.
Wow, that was a clean draft. Holy cow! I think that's the quickest we ever built the deck on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think, definitely in the most open lane, right?
Like
Yep.
fire was not open, I think, in 2 and 3. Justice was still, but it also wasn't just hard cut.
Yeah, it felt Rakano in packs 1 and 4 and Huru in packs 2 and
Yeah.
3 is what it felt like for sure.
Like we didn't get past any like no fist, and then like the only captain we got was very early. Right?
Yeah, I think it was like third pick. So yeah.
Yeah. So like that, like if those two cards are flowing, fire is open. Like if they're not flowing, you're not. It's not necessarily that fire's not open. It's just like maybe someone in front of you is drafting 4-faction nonsense, and if you're doing that, you're playing all the captains and fists you can get your hands on either way.
You know what? That's actually what I think is going on. That sounds a little more realistic to me, only because of the fact that we got like those 2 hoof stomps mid pack, and you only want a certain amount of those, and then the bangs passed. So I think double fire influence was relevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like no one playing 4-faction is playing any bangs. Like that's just a suicide mission.
Yeah. Nice. Sweet.
That's
Well,
good.
yeah, we're gonna play the games, so we'll let you know in the next episode. That's probably, I think it's gonna be right before the open, so we'll probably do like a 50 tips in 50 minutes for you guys. Quick update, guys. Just finished the draft, and yeah, 7-0. John and Alex led me to victory like champs. Freaking, it played out really well. There were some tough games. Went up against a Talir and an Expedition pack. Went up against a mono fire deck with Chakram. Anything else? I think everything else we just steamrolled, right?
Just a lot of the opponent's entrails.
Yeah.
Yeah, super sick. All right, cool. Just wanted to update you guys since we just finished the show and then played the game, so might as well add this into it.
Yeah, we smashed those games, man. 7-0. Great deck.
Yeah, 7-0 hype. The Eternal Journey trifecta, man. You can't beat the hive mind, right?
We have good luck when it's a podcast draft.
We
Yeah,
do.
you're not.
I think
you're not
John
wrong.
did the last one. He 7'd it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But until next time, as always, happy gaming.
Good night.
I'd say good luck in your draft queues, but you just gotta resign. Is all you gotta do.
It's not luck.